All right. So, can you see the screen that I'm sharing to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Okay, good. Now, um, for this one, our topic is of course not choosing your career path and so on. Now, um, of course, in the future, you need to work. All right. And then again, you need to have this what we call career guidance and employment coaching. Now, here in Philippines, I just like to tell you the situation of Philippines. I just have a quick run through. Okay. So the branch of the government that takes care of the employment now is we have the DOLE, no, or the Department of the Department of Labor and Employment. So basically, anything that you would like to ask, anything that concerns about the labor and employment, you need to go that one to DOLE. So say for example, you have some concerns, you have some complaints, no, you can go to DOLE. All right, but again, there will actually be what we call protocols. All right. Now, so basically, with this one, with DOLE, with the Philippines Department of Labor and Employment, the goal here is to provide also Filipinos full, decent, and productive employment. Okay, so the goal of Philippines is that as much as possible to provide work for Filipinos. Okay, as much as possible gani if mahimo nga wala tay pagawson nga mga um, workers or wala tay OFWs, that would be better, no, nga diri lang sila sa Philippines. But then again, because Philippines can cater also to this things or to this certain jobs, that's why others would go out. I mean, would go abroad. Now, so aside also from that, no, the DOLE also would have this promotion of gainful employment opportunities, development of human resources, protection of workers' welfare, and maintaining industrial peace. Now, there are a lot of projects no under DOLE. Wherein later on, when you want to know about your rights or if you feel like you are violated, what you just need to do is just to try to look up on it on the law, and then try to you need to consult with a DOLE. Now we also have what we call peso. Now peso, of course, really get to show you money, but it's actually the acronym for Public Employment Service Office. Now, they provide employment services, LMI, career guidance, employment counseling, training, referral, and placement to local and overseas jobs, so self-employment and livelihood assistance. So kanisa siya class, if you're going to search it online, you can also see, with na mataw peso, there are actually some job postings, okay, about this job postings. So it could be local or international. So let's go here. Ako lang skip ang mga dili kay ana ka vital na parts ha. Okay. So employment scenario. Youth unemployment rate is more than twice the national rate. So 6.7%, that's national unemployment rate. Now, this is according to the 2014 data. However, we need also to research as to the trend with the current data when it comes to unemployment, especially now that we have the K to 12. Okay. Of course, we know that if you are not 18 years old, you're actually not allowed to work. But I have a question now. How about for those people who are working below 18 years old, so 17 and below? Do you think they can work? Are they allowed to work?
Dili, ma'am.
Oo, ma'am.
Actually, they can work.
Namoy
But,
uban ma'am, kanang call
yes,
center ba?
kada kayo mga artista, na mga bata, or no, anybody that's actually working, if you're below 18 years old, you can actually work provided that you secure a certificate or you secure permission from DOLE. And then, especially for sa mga bata, they're actually given a certain limitations, no, nga pila nakakauras ng trabaho. Like, say, for example, if you are, how shall I say this? If you are a minor, you're just allowed to have 4 hours. If I got it right, ha, if there are no amendments, you are just allowed to work 4 hours a day, given that you are given permission also by the DOLE. Okay. Now, so basically, of course, way back we understand that there are actually a lot of youths that are actually unemployed. So mga, no, when we talk about youth, that's about 15 to 24 years old. Now, ma'am, nganong namay daghang unemployment rate for the youth? Plus, remember before there's no K to 12, and then right after, if you finish high school, automatically you're not allowed. Di ba sa una, pila may junior high school. How old are you when you graduated? Diba? You're 16. So basically, you're not allowed to work. Mm. Unlike karon, when you graduate senior high school, um, you can actually go and search for a job. Now, the next quest there is how to land a job. Okay? So, 15 to 24 years old, there are about 1.370 million at this 2014 data who were actually unemployed. And 25 to 54 years old, so about 1.2, no, are unemployed. Now, educated, unemployed. Class, it's not an assurance that even if you finish school, you can actually land a job. Like say, for example, or you finish college, but do you think you can quickly land a job right after finishing college? Actually, no. Okay, it's actually a challenge because in fact, imagine, 43% or 1.2 million of the total unemployed have reached or graduated from high school. Meanwhile, there are about 1 million, no, that they were able to graduate college, yet they were unemployed. Okay? One challenge also is that after graduation, you would actually think that you can get to work the job that your dream job. But the problem there is that sometimes for practicality reasons, you don't like to have that job. Or others also is that lisod jud nang apply og trabaho because there are really a lot of people who's applying for the job. Unless otherwise, you have a certain skill that is actually very unique. Okay? Now, again, we discussed already with this one, category school to work transition. Now, how are they going, or how are we going to do this transition? Can you still recall the discussions I had way back? Hello? Anyway, um, so now that's why we have OJTs. Okay. Now, most of the time, especially if you're a fresh graduate or entry-level job seekers, it's really very difficult to have a job. Why? Because most of the recruitment process would entail a competency of applicants, meaning you should have the skill. Second one, one challenge or one mistake that most fresh graduates do is that they would expect high salary. This is what you need to remember, no? If it's an entry-level job, somehow you should not be after the salary, okay? Because it looks like you're actually desperate. So most of the time, if it's entry level, no, you should be after the experience, no? And then you cannot demand a high salary unless otherwise you have that very distinct or very unique skill. Now, of course, it's a challenge also. It's difficult for you to land a job because you lack experience. As you can see, when there are job postings, sa tumoy ana na nakabutang preferably with 1 to 2 years managerial experience or whatever experience they have. Okay? And then lack of applicant for the vacancy post. And then location also can be a problem. Schedule also can be a problem. Now, also if you don't have any license or certification, it could be a problem also. And then others, no, especially when you prefer to work abroad, it's also difficult to have a job, entry job. So we also have what we call, the Human Development Poverty Reduction Cabinet Cluster. So it's a conversion programs on job skills matching. Okay. So mauna class, the first step that we need to do is we need to review of education and training curriculum. That's why from the basic education curriculum, we are now onto the K to 12. Then we also have what we call the institutionalized of the Philippine qualifications framework. We have the career advocacy program, kind of strengthening of dissemination of LMI and enhanced utilization of Philippine job data. Now, actually, guys, you're actually very lucky under GAS. Why? Because you have this career advocacy program. If you come to look at it with the other strand, no, others don't have this one. So, especially for those na medyo kuansad, wala pa sa jud sila kay sa ilang gusto. So, so sometimes it could be a problem. Why? There might be a mismatch, no, job mismatch. So, career guidance program as much as possible, no, immerse parents and students in the realities, labor market, and convince career guidance counselors and so on. Okay. Now let's go with we have Jumpstart Philippines. Jumpstart Philippines, their goal is to enhance the employability of the at-risk youth to improve their integration into productive employment. So I'll just have this one. Now, unsa may gamit aning Jumpstart, ma'am? Jumpstart actually takes care of the at-risk youth. At-risk youth meaning those youth 15 to 24 years old who are not currently working or enrolled, with less than 1 year or no experience, at least high school graduate. Sorry, that's 18 to 24 years old, I mean. Okay, that's at-risk youth. Now, do you consider yourself to be part of the at-risk youth? Huh, guys? Hello? Do you consider yourself as an at-risk youth?
Ma'am,
Okay. So basically, you are not
yes, ma'am.
part. No, you're not part of the at-risk youth. Why? Because you are currently enrolled. But if wala mo na-enroll, wala mo experience, nakahuman mo high school, okay. Pero, na 18 to 24 years old mo, pero wala mo na-enroll, you can be part of the at-risk youth. Okay? So since you're enrolled, so you're a youth. You're part of the youth, but you are not at-risk youth. Okay? So, the Philippines aims to provide jobs, or to decrease the unemployment rate. So now what's in it for the youth? So kindly just read for that later on. So basically, this is the full cycle. Class, please remember this full cycle employment facilitation services. Because this will be part of your quiz. Okay, part of your oral exam this first day. Okay, so we have registration, pre-selection, until maabot ta diri sa program completion. Now, before you reach the program completion, you need to do the internship, okay? Because this is the transition, no? You need to have this transition. Dili ka pwede isulong. Say for example, di ka pwede dito, lahos ka dito sa field niya. Di ka hibaw mo gubat, di ba? So, there should be what we call internship.
Kanang intern ba mo na o GT, ma'am?
Yes. On the job training or other term, we have internship. Okay, others also use apprenticeship program. Okay, so as much as possible, mabitaw na, no, I would highly recommend or I would highly advise you to later on when you will do your internship, please do good on your internship na you would really learn from it. Because later on when you go out, kapag nagamit niyo yung internship mo, ito yung gamiton. Okay? Mabitaw na, like say for example, nag-site ka, tapos you are into this HR jobs, pero ang ending, naghimo ra kang kape. What have you learned? So, muna, I highly suggest na when you want to look for a company, I'd really suggest that it should be a company that you can really learn. No? Nga kaya bahalag busy kay kasanan, bahalag tapos ayos sa demanding, but at the end of the day, you actually learn. Kaysa magsigla ka tighimo kape, ang ending, when you get to work, real world, wala kay kuan. You don't have that much knowledge, except for yung timplang kape. Okay? So kind of that's the thing that I highly advise you. So you also need to have what we call these life skills. Okay, when we talk about life skills, they provide the ability to adapt, be resilient, flexible, and develop positive behaviors that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life and work. So this is a statement from the World Health Organization. So at this time class, at this point in your life, you need to have what we call these life skills. Now, DOLE or the Job Start Philippines rather is starting to have what we call this life skills training program. So, unsa may naa sa ilahang life skills training program, ma'am. So, these are the skills that you need to learn. First, you need to know more about yourself, the world of work. You need to have your own personal branding, financial literacy, health and well-being, networking and relationship, job hunting skills. No, and eventually at the end, you need to make it happen. Now, we go with knowing yourself. It's very important. No, first thing that you need to acquire, a life skill that you need to acquire, is that you need to know about yourself, because once you know about yourself, you know yourself, you have your life mission, you have your values, you set your goals, you have your tactics, you have your action plan, you have your principles of success. This actually comprises your self-esteem. You would eventually gain your self-esteem, you would eventually have this self-confidence. Okay. And remember, once you are self-confident, later on, uh, nothing can stop you. And then, of course, when you are here at the world of work, so module 2 or the world of work class, you need to learn the workplace culture, changing of world of work, labor market, trends, when you enter the workforce, staying in the job, social responsibility, self-employment pathways. These are actually very important, okay, because the world of work is way too different than that of school. Because in school, somehow, when you make mistakes, you'll just lose your grade. But when you go to work, it's very different, because sometimes your job can be very crucial, okay? And you might endanger other people, okay? So, no? That's one of the life skills also that you need to. Now, you need also to have this, what we call personal branding. So, meaning you need to have your own. So, no, in personal branding, you will be taught how to build your self-esteem, your personal appearance. Okay, like say for example, you're applying for an executive position, managerial position, but then you go to your job as a mura kag homeless, no way ligo. Okay, so basically this personal branding, it will teach you proper etiquette, social etiquettes, expressing ideas, how you handle feedbacks, and also presentation skills. Okay, because this is how people will remember you. Okay, like say for example, we would say siya nang tag-iya sa eskwelahan, kuan man na siya, tikon man na siya, or siya nang tag-iya sa eskwelahan, kuan kay na siya, maayo kay na siya modala. So that could be the brand, nga na-establish. Okay? Then, of course, it's very important. One of the important life skills that we need to have is we need to have these networks and relationships. Okay? So meaning, it's very important that you have your networks and you build relationships. Why is it important that you have your networks? Because class, I tell you later on, it's not actually your grade somehow that can land you a job. It's not also just about your skills, but your networks could greatly help. Okay? So once na ka diha, of course, again, if you're friendly, if you have also some connections, when you want to look for a job, it would be easier. Okay, yeah. So you will be taught, growing by relating to others, and I just read that one. And then, of course, it's important that you also need to take care of your health and well-being. So occupational, assessing medical assistance, sexual health, nutrition and hygiene, handling conflict, dealing with difficult situations, stress management, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Now, especially with this stress management class, especially now that in our time, karon, the trend is that a lot of people, especially for millennials, they tend to do job hopping because they are burned out. Burned out meaning they lack enthusiasm anymore. They don't like to work anymore with their chosen career. Okay. So basically, if you don't handle stress well, you will experience job burnout. You will also be taught financial literacy. This is also an important life skill. Okay? So attitudes to money, budgeting, saving, borrowing, paying bills, credit cards, kind of planning for emergencies. And then of course, last one, you need to make it happen. So you need to really have a job that matches you. Okay. And then of course, you need to win the job and you need to fit into the workplace. Now it's very important, no, you really need to fit into the workplace. Why? Because if you don't fit, it will be a burden to you. Okay? Guys, I'd like you to remember kaning mga life skills because I might be asking you this one by one during your oral exam. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So, let's go to the second topic. Kaya pa?
Sige, ma'am. Laban.
Okay, laban. Okay, can you still see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Kita ra, ma'am.
Okay, now this time, I think you were able to hear the term millennials, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, natanod, we actually have different generations. We have the millennials, we have the baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Y. Okay, so now let's talk about it. Okay, so they could be a blessing or a curse for the workforce. Now, kung kabantay mo class, lahi-lahi ang trend, especially for each generation. Why? Before, the generation was, especially katong mga daan nga kanang generation, it's from womb to tomb, meaning the first job nga imuhang nasudlan, eventually diha ra sa kamamatay. Ikaw mamotiming diha ra sa kamamatay. Meaning diha ra sa ka kuan ba? Dra ka nagsugod, diha sa ka mo retire. Okay? But currently, as you can see with the trend now, a lot of millennials tend to hop from one job to the other, not changing career paths. Now let's try to look into the different generations. So most of us have learned that there are at least 4 generations in the workplace. So currently, in the workplace, there are what we call the traditionalists or the silents. Kinsa man ni sila. Those people who are born between 1925 and to 1946. We also have what we call the baby boomers. So they are the people who were born on 1946 and 1964. We also have the Generation Xers. They are born between 1965 and 1980. We also have the Generation Ys or millennials. So they are born after 1980. Now, after the millennials class, if you are born on 2003, I forgot, no, I need to recheck. But if you are born on 2003, you're actually not part of the millennials anymore, but you are under the digital generation. I forgot the proper term. Let me search it later on. No? But anyway, so kana no. So it's wrong to claim that you are part of the millennials. Unya, nataw ka, narakas 2010 na tao. No, it's not. Okay. Now, it may take a village to raise a child, but it takes a society to raise a generation. Okay? So, society plays an important role for a generation. Okay? So, it will be affected with economic conditions, societal norms, political events, major crises. Now, each generation, they consist of approximately 20-year span. They have a unique set of values, reacts to the generation before them. Like, say, for example, why do millennials tend to act this way? It may be because, no, ang kaninga generation ang nag-una nila is ingon ani, and then they were raised also differently. Okay, could be. Now, most of the time, each generation, not the generation as a standard of comparison, they also try to look at the next generation skeptically. So meaning, would always view, these kids today. Diba? Kabante mo na yung mga lola or lolo, they would say, kung saan na yung mga bata ron, uy, sa amo ang panahon sa una, diba? Blah, blah, blah. And then they tend to do comparison. Okay? So those born on the cusp may have a blended set of characteristics. and somehow, no, it could be idealistic, reactive, civic, or adaptive. Now, for business today, lives in a world created by lives in a world created by generations who are no longer working. So, kana na, 95%. So, influenced by military and created a workplace reflecting a hierarchy with a clear chain of command. So, kani, di ba, Carol? Business today, employees worked hard to receive raises, bonuses, and higher ranks. Higher rank meaning you will receive a higher salary. If you have a higher rank, of course, you will be valued more and envied by employees. No, so this is the trend, no, with the business. How generation, births, impact, retirement. So can you see this one? Daghan kay nataw on the baby boomers. Daghang baby boomers. But pag abot sa Xers, ni decline. Misa ka na sa tagbalik pag abot ni millennials. Diba?
Okay.
So basically, mas gamay ang mo retire sa Xers kaysa i-retire sa mga millennials. Kaya mas daghan man sa dang millennials nga mga na tao. Now, so who is working today? There are 10% of veterans that is actually working. 43% are baby boomers. So try to look at it. Pila to edad sa mga baby boomers or unsa tong year na tao ang mga baby boomers. We have the Generation X. And then we also have the millennials. Okay, so as you can see, the boomers ang daghan karon. But later on, kani si boomers, mubalhin na niya na sa diri sa veterans. So, mo-shift na sad na siya. Okay? So, who are those generations? So, every generation class, they have their own unique set. So, I'd like you to read later on, what are the characteristics of each koan class. I'd like you to study because I might let you make a table as to the characteristics of each generation. Okay? Like millennial, how do the millennials childhood? Kanya, demographic trends, how is it? Safety issues, most influential. Dili na lang ko ni i-discuss ha. I'll just run through kay masabtan raman siya class, okay? Are you still with me?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
With parenting millennials, kani baby boomers as parents. I'd like you to study on this one, read this one. How is it, baby boomers as parents? The result, no? Then we also have what we call helicopter parents. So these are the parents who hovers over his or her children. Okay, kana ganing. So I mean, ako pag term, how more on, they would always like to insist, no, over their children. And then
Magbuot. Magbuot, ma'am.
magbuot. And there's actually what we call inconsistency. Kana ganing usahay mo spoiled, then usahay kana ganing di sa to sa magbuot, but more like I think it's more on the protective side. No? They come up with this helicopter parenting. Okay? Kanang ganahan gid sila mo
Mga dominant.
kanang ganahan gid sila mo kuan sa ilang mga anak no. Pakialamera. Ano ba? Pakialamera.
Yeah.
Actually a negative light, but these are the type of parents who are always into your kanang somehow no, especially with those who experience helicopter parenting, somehow they feel suffocated. Okay. Now we also have what we call snowplow parents. So parents who clear the way for their children. Okay. So meaning kanini sila mga parents na sila mabuhat para ninyo. They're making your life easier, but do you think it's good that they made your life easier to the extent that they don't actually let you learn? Huh? Snowplow parents. Actually, class, I don't agree with snowplow parents. Why? You need to let the child learn from their mistakes. Like say, for example, nahangbong mo. May mga parent nga maoy mukhang niyo sa teacher. Okay? Or kana, you let your parents do it. Make the way para easy life sa inyo ha. Okay? So again, no, kani, these boomers are confident, achievement-oriented, and used to hovering. Helicopter parents keep tabs on their every move. Okay? So, kana, controlling. So, kana ha. Kani, you need to focus also on your self-esteem. Okay? Kani. Customer service, add the impact of gaming. Now, so for millennials, kani, technology, kani, plugged in since we're babies. Whether we admit it or not, di ba, we grew up having this educational software. Di ba? Okay, what have you observed with children before and with kids now? I mean, kids before and kids now. Di ba? Nowadays, we don't get to go out that much. We spend most of our time watching some videos on YouTube and not playing any more outdoor games. Am I right? Diba?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
that's actually one. So, kana cell phone technology. Okay. So, importance of career components, so respected on the job, opportunity for professional development, kana, ability to have an impact on the world, kana, no? Somewhat important. Importance of job benefits, of course, no? Benefits thought to be very important. So, as much as possible, you need to have this health insurance, salary growth, plans, no? Mga life insurance, mga bonuses, mga paid retirement. Okay? Benefits thought to be unimportant. So somehow, think that these are not important, kani mga stock options or mga profit sharing. Okay, now, jobs in lifetime. How many jobs do you think you will hold in your lifetime? So, 1 to 3 jobs within that span of a lifetime, about 35.7%. Okay, so 4 to 6, 41.5. Others, no, they got a jobs more than 7 to 10 jobs over throughout their lifetime. Now, 64% expect to have 4 or more jobs. Yes. Now, kani, these are the questions. Will the boomers retire in droves? We see a 4 to 10 million worker shortage. So older generation make assumptions. So these are the assumptions of older generations. I'd like you to read that one later on. Now, what do millennials want? So of course, no, we want to have the ability to work whenever and wherever they want, variation on the job. Okay? Yeah, what are the top 5 things that make you respect a company? So according to the millennials, mauna top 5 class nga mo respeto sila sa kumpanya. So if they give back to their community, na fair labor practice. Remember this one ha? Kaya I'll be asking this one sa inyo ha later on ha? Having products and services that truly help people in need, being green or eco-friendly. Now, millennials are not interested in kasagaran sa millennials, time-honored traditions. As you can see, most millennials are latecomers. How their managers got to where they are, so ranking. So change in values also. Then, yeah, we also have skepticism. Now, what will it take for all generations to work well together? So, in order for us or for all generations to work well together, mauni kinahanglan natong hinumduman, no? A new understanding of what employees want for their jobs, bosses, and their workplace experience. So, those things. Kindly read these slides also. Now, what will it take? Class, I'd like you to study more on the kanigay na asa kaninang sa my end dapit kani akong scroll karon kaning changing workforce, how they will push us, okay, what we know, And then what can managers do? It's very important, no? Because somehow nowadays, for millennials, we actually don't look that much on bosses, but we want to have mentors. Okay? So messages that motivate. So we have veterans. Okay. For each class, for each generation, these are no messages that motivates them. So for veterans, kani, your experience is respected here. Okay, kani, perseverance is valued. But for baby boomers, you are important to our success. Your contribution is unique and important. We need you. These can motivate baby boomers. For millennials, mo ni maka-motivate sa mga millennials or Generation Xers. Do it your way. There aren't a lot of rules here. We're not very corporate. But for millennials, mo ni makapamotivate nila. You will work with others, bright, creative people. So you can help turn this company around. So basically, if a boss is dealing with a certain generation, they need to choose the proper message. Okay? So that's why if you're a boss and then you want to motivate a millennial, no, it's more on dili nimo kasabad, but more on you can help turn this company around. So those kind of stuffs. Kanina, you communicate with employees, you value their values, focus on retention. What do you mean by focus on retention? Meaning focus on letting your workers stay, okay, and not resign. Alright? Kana siya. Okay. Class, ako ara ni siyang giran through class ha, ang katong duha ka buot. Questions, clarification so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I think mukadung na ni siya mo end kay ko ana. Lapas na tag 45 minutes. Okay. Anyway, will it be okay if for this one, kaning preparing for job seekers, nasabtan ra rin ninyong kaning employment guide? Kaning about sa resume.
Yes, ma'am.
Nasabtan ra rin ninyo na may question ani nga slides. Kaning writing a cover letter. Na may questions ani?
Wala.
Wala na may question ani, nasabtan ra ninyo?
Yes,
Oo,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So, anyway, I'd like you to read that one ahead, but I'll be discussing this one next week, together with some tips, additional tips, okay? But I'd like you to start reading and understanding these slides, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
ang katong sa job interview sa video, ma'am, ba kay
Yes?
i-introduce lagi na mo ang kaglingon.
Yes, yes. Kana ganing, okay, di ba? This is what you're going to do. You need to record yourself with proper attire, no, proper appearance. And then you're going to, di ba, igsud mo, wala man siya, good morning, tell me about yourself. Okay, so if you're going to tell yourself, how are you going to introduce yourself? Okay, should be the basic regular, or you need to add something to spice it up? Okay, something unique, no? Tip for you when you make this introduction video, introduce your name, but as much as possible also, try to express something that is not written on your resume. Okay? It is understood na nabasa naman nila imong resume. So tell them something that they can't find on the resume. Also, Kana, for the introduction. Alright? Anyway, I will do feedbacking on your videos one by one. So, kana. Okay, class? Questions? Clarifications so far?
Wala, ma'am.
Okay. So, ani siya ha? Focus on katong topic 3.1. O niya, run through lang with topic 3.2. Especially with the documents to prepare. Kaya the details later on, next week na natang i-discuss for the topic 3.2. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Questions?
Ang
Yes?
sa Ang sa oral, ma'am ba, next Thursday, unsa na kuha ni mo ang pangutana,
Topic
ma'am?
3.1. Katong duha ka slides akong unang gi-share. Mo to akong i-focus sa oral. Ha?
Sige,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Alright. Questions, clarifications?
Wala na,
Done,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Alright. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
din, ma'am.